Hello again, friends. Another episode actually, of Let's Read. My name is Teresa with Crease and Assist, a legally compliant Minnesota hockey blog. Today we have another classic issue, although today we're coming from the sporting news and not the hockey news. Little history, hockey news, I guess has been not hockey news, sporting news has been publishing since 1896, and their last print issue was in 2012, so now it's all digital. So what we got here today is their 2003-2004 NHL yearbook preview. We thought this would be appropriate because just this week we received our 2017-18 NHL yearbook from the Hockey News. So let's dig in here. So, stories. Kings are supposedly healthy and happy. Sharks. Now what? That seems to be a question many seasons for the Sharks. And the Blue Jackets. Supposedly they're moving on up. However, I don't know. It took them a while to move on up, and not quite sure if they're quite there yet. As you would expect, complete reports on all 30 teams. Lots of information for fantasy players. And of course, our men of the cover. We've got Peter Forsberg for the Avalanche and Mike Madonna with the Stars. So let's dig in, shall we? Now, one of the things I've noticed about this particular issue, lots of betting options, sports books, not quite yet, your DraftKings and that kind of thing, but definitely a lot of sports books, so we'll see a lot of this here. Okay, inside with our table of contents here, we have Jeremy Roenick in a Flyers uniform. He hasn't changed too much, but here we go. And, oh boy. So, talking about how close the Senators were, and I don't know, they just never quite get there. A lot about Marian Hossa. They seem to think he is the go-to guy here for the Senators. Of course, now he is in Chicago and actually will be out this season with an injury. So, no Marian Hossa. But also we've got Martin Havlat, played for Minnesota, Radek Bonk, and Wade Redden. He was once big in the free agent picture. And like I said, again, more sporting. This one I have to laugh because they want you so much they're going to give you a free pager, a free cell phone. Oh my god, look at this cell phone. And free sports schedules. Yay. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this page. It's quite funny. We've got they've broken down the league into Stanley Cup contenders, on the cusp, not quite, and playoff pretenders. So their contenders are the Senators, the Stars, Canucks, Red Wings, and Devils. Now I can see why the Devils would be there, as they did win the Stanley Cup in 2002-2003, beating the Anaheim then Mighty Ducks, who of course beat the Wild in a 4-game series in the Western Conference Finals. On the cusp, we have Flyers, Mighty Ducks, Kings, Maple Leafs, Avalanche, Sharks, and Capitals. I'm going to make an observation here because neither teams in the 03-04 Stanley Cup finals are listed here. And now, of course, in our not quite, we have Blues, Hurricanes, Thrashers, Lightning, Islanders, Panthers, Bruins, Oilers, Coyotes, and Canadiens. And the Pretenders, Wild, Penguins, Sabres, Blackhawks, Predators, Rangers, Flames, and Blue Jackets. Now, one must realize that the Stanley Cup teams in the finals for that year were Tampa Bay, who won the Cup, and the Calgary Flames. So the Lightning being in the not quite category, they were said to be St. Louis, Le Corbusier, a dangerous 1-2. And the Flames are in the Pretenders category with a small market predictable result. Now we're going to take a look here at the puck predictions, and these are for the awards. The folks at the Sporting News had the the Hart Trophy going to Marian Hossa. The Art Ross Trophy, the scoring champion, going to Marcus Naslund. The Norris Trophy going to Nicholas Lidstrom. The Vezina going to Marty Turco. The Calder going to Carlo Koliakovo. The Jack Adams going to Bob Hartley. And the Conn Smythe going to Marian Hossa. They got none of those right. The Hart Trophy went to Martin St. Louis. The Art Ross also went to Martin St. Louis. The Norris Trophy went to Scott Niedermayer. The Vezina went to Marty Brodeur. The Calder went to Andrew Raycroft. The Jack Adams went to John Tortorella. And the Conn Smythe went to Brad Richards. Yeah, not a good year for predictions for the Sporting News. I love some of these pictures here. Of course, we got Marty Brodeur, Le Cavalier, Nabokov, Jocelyn Thibault, and Wild's favorite Dan Cloutier with the Canucks, aka Trash Can Dan. And the hot seat here is kind of funny. There's a quip here about Jaromir Jagr, Capitals. The Caps say they didn't want him or his contract. Problem is, nobody else wants him or his contract either. Jagr needs to stay healthy and return to the top of the scoring list. The heat is on, but can he even feel it? Well, let's see here. It is 13, 14 years later, and he is still playing. And let's see here. With the work stoppage appearing inevitable, is this the last year for a few key players, such as Peter Forsberg and Nicholas Lidstrom, and veterans such as Rob Blake? Okay. And again, more betting information. Okay, so the players to keep your eyes on this season: Jason Spezza with the Senators, Ales Hemsky with the Oilers, Jeff Gilson with the Bruins, and everyone's favorite, Steve Ott with the Stars. I told you, more betting. Okay, on the rise, we've got Danny Heatley with the Thrashers, Nick Antropov with the Maple Leafs, Jason Allison with the Kings, Roberto Luongo with the Panthers, and Brendan Morrison with the Canucks. All free agent team for 2003, Felix Potvin in goal, Darian Hatcher on defense, Brian Leach on defense, Sergei Fedorov at center, Paul Correa on left wing, and right wing Teemu Selanne. Here we go, an actual article about fighting where it is not by Ken Campbell. Kind of refreshing. actually, an article, kind of almost written by the fighters. They really are the spokespeople. What's interesting, one of the people interviewed is PJ Stock, who was with the Bruins. He gives the separation between a goon and an enforcer. So Jim McKenzie gives kind of a play-by-play in a fight, he had with Steve McKenna. Okay. And it just kind of, continues here. We got Matt Barnaby, PJ Stock being PJ Stock. I do like, Mackenzie did tell kind of a funny story here. I had one when I played in Phoenix, he says. The stars were aligned that day, and I had 2 goals in the first period. It was 4 or 5 to nothing. I don't know what it was. And Matt Johnson was playing for Los Angeles. And he came over and said, "Ready to go?" I said, "You know what? I know this sounds stupid, but I've got a chance to get a hat trick here." He just kind of put his head down. He wasn't laughing, but he had a smile and he said, "All right. Damn if I didn't score on the next shift." So the next time he skates up beside me and says, "We gonna go, or are you looking to get 4? I said, "No, let's go. I'm not comfortable having 3. I'm not about to try and get 4. Basically, the thought is, conversations between fighters, they come, before or after the punches are thrown. And like I said, it's just, "Hey, you want to go?" And it's either yes, no, and then you get the fight. Okay, the CBA. Yes, because 04-05 would be shortly upon us, and we would see no hockey that season. And we've got an advertisement here for Stratomatic Hockey. People are still playing this. Good times, good times. They even have it for computer. For Windows only, it looks like. Okay, here we go. We're now into yearbook. Eastern Conference. Broken down, the old division names: Atlantic Division, Northeast and Southeast. Predicted order of finish: Sens, Devils, Capitals, Flyers, Bruins, Maple Leafs, Lightning, Rangers. And predicted order of the Islanders, Canadiens, Hurricanes, Thrashers, Panthers, Sabres, and Penguins. And as you can see, they're predicting the Senators to be the Eastern Conference champion, which of course, not even close. I mean, they had the Lightning finishing 7th. Okay. Some of the names: Anson Carter, Jamie Langenbrunner, John Madden, Ken Danico. Oh boy, there are just some names from the past here. Roman Czechmanek, Glenn Sather. Wow, Alexei Kovalev, Anson Carter again, Pavel Bure, Eric Lindros, Bobby Holik, Adriana Coyne. These are kind of fun. You see some names, like I said, you haven't seen in forever and ever. And yet, still you see some you do see still. Marian Hossa, Joe Thornton, Marty Havlat. Yet, Daniel Alfredson, Radek Bonk. Okay. Best fans, according to whoever they polled, are Canadiens. And the worst fans, we have the Capitals. Oh, let's take a look at some of these pictures. Okay, Ilya Kovalchuk. And we'll take a look here at their jet set. Kari Lehtinen in goal was predicted to be either a minor leaguer or an NHLer. Garnet Exelby. And Kirill Safronov. Okay, Mark Savard. That also is a contract that recently finally ended. And the Bruins, Joe Thornton. Andrew Raycroft, Andy Silbert, Sean Morrison. They were projected to finish 5th. I should go back. Atlanta was projected 12th. But Boston was projected to finish 5th. And we've got a picture here of Glenn Murray. Okay, Buffalo Sabres predicted finish 14th. Marty Biron. Their jet set, Ryan Miller. Had a decent enough career. Derek Roy. Yuri Novotny. Miroslav Shatan. Okay, Carolina projected finish 11th. Well, we've got Jeff O'Neill here looking very young. Ryan Baden, wow, they gave him an NHL future. Don't remember him at all. Also getting an NHL prediction, Bruno St. Jacques. And then Thomas Malek. Again, never heard of him. He at least was given a minor leaguer prediction. The old man, Ron Francis. Okay, we've got Florida Panthers projected conference finish of 13th. Olli Jokinen. Wouldn't be too many seasons after this where he was the player to acquire in free agency. Okay, their jet set, we have Lucas Krajicek, Denis Shvidki, and Mike Van Ryn. All 3 of them are given NHL predictions. And Roberto Luongo, and of course the irony is, went back to a Panthers uniform after a long career in Vancouver. Montreal Canadiens projected finish 10th. Saku Koivu, longtime captain of the Canadiens. And their jet set, we have Mike Komisarek, Andre Perezogan, and Jason Ward. Also all 3 given NHL future predictions. And Yannick Perreault. New Jersey projected conference finish 2nd, which is about right, you know, because they are the defending Stanley Cup champions. And of course we have Martin Brodeur in net. Amazing, amazing goaltender. Their jet set, we've got Mike Rupp, David Hale, and Christian Berglund. And Scott Stevens, who last season was an assistant coach in Minnesota. New York Islanders predicted finish 9th in the conference. Alexei Yashin, another contract that has recently finally expired. And here their jet set, Justin Mapletop. NHL prediction, never heard of him. Matthias Weinhandel with a airplane. He did get some NHL time, including in Minnesota. And Justin Papineau with the minor league bus. And Jason Blake. We Now we're on to the New York Rangers. Predicted finish 8th, Peter Nedved. Okay, let's take a look at their jet set. We have Fedor Tootin with a bust. He has had an okay NHL career. Garth Murray getting the bust and an ambulance for being injury prone. And Hugh Jessamine also getting the NHL bust. And Eric Lindros. Okay, the Senators projected finish first. So we have Patrick Lalime in goal. Also has had a pretty decent NHL career. Jet set, we've got Jason Spezza with the NHL career prediction, definitely. Brian Potier got the bust, and Ray Emery also got a bust, but he had a pretty decent NHL career as a goalie. And Marian Hossa. Okay, Philadelphia Flyers. Okay, so we've got our friend here, Mark Recchi, sorry. And jet set, Yoni Pitkinen, Jeff Wywitka, and Roman Malik. And then Eric Desjardins in this picture. Penguins projected conference finish 15th. These were rough days for the Penguins, and I'm not gonna cry about it. Mario Lemieux, this is when they had almost no roster and pretty bargain basement for a roster. So for our Jets, we have Brooks Orpik getting the airplane. Eric Maloche also getting a airplane for a predicted NHL career, and then Konstantin Koltsov with a bust. Our other gentleman here, we've got Marty Straka in the Penguins jersey. Lightning projected conference finish 7th. Yes, your NHL champions for this year. Vinny Lecavalier. Let's take a look at this roster that they won a cup with. On left wing, Frederick Modine, Corey Stillman, Dave Anderchuk, Andre Waugh, Chris Dingman. In center, Vincent Lecavalier, Brad Richards, Tim Taylor, Alexander Svitov. And right wing, Martin St. Louis, Ruslan Fedotenko, Ben Clymer. And defense, Jason Cullimore, Brad Lukowicz. Goal, Nikolai Habibulin. On right defense, Dan Boyle, Pavel Kubina, Corey Sarich. On to our Jets set, we have Andreas Holmqvist with a plane, Alexander Svitov also with a plane, and Alexander Polushin also with a plane. They had some high hopes on those players. And of course, Martin St. Louis here. Okay, Toronto Maple Leafs predicted finish 6th. Alexander Mogilny. Okay, on to our Jet set. We have Carlo Koliakovo, Alexander Steen also, and Michael Telkvist. And Owen Nolan, another gentleman with a very long, successful NHL career. Washington Capitals projected finish 3rd. Sergei Gonchar. And we got Steve Eminger, Jakub Kuda, and Maxime Lulay. With Jaromir Jagr again. long, long NHL career. On to our Western Conference. Barrett Jackman in the Blues jersey there. The old division name, Central Division, which still exists. Pacific Division also still exists. And, of course, the Northwest Division, which is no more. Predicted order of finish: Red Wings, Stars, Avalanche, Canucks, Oilers, Blues, Wild, Kings, Mighty Ducks, Sharks, Coyotes, Predators, Flames, Blackhawks, and Blue Jackets bringing up the rear. As I was reading through the dump and chase, getting ready, some of the ones I liked: fastest skater, Marian Gaborik; slowest skater, Matt Johnson. So we covered both ends of the spectrum. And then as far as, we also had the best arena according to all of them. Okay, Mighty Ducks projected conference finish 9th, which is, feels kind of a bit of a slam considering that they, lost in the Stanley Cup Finals. So we have Jean-Sébastien Giguère there in net. Oh gosh, he was a great goaltender. Hated playing the Ducks. In our jet set, Mikael Holmqvist, Joffrey Lupul, and Ilya Bryzgalov. They had him pegged as a minor leaguer. Also played with the Wild there for a bit. And Peter Sikora also spending some time in Minnesota later on. Calgary Flames projected conference finish 13th. Okay, so we got the Calgary Flames here. Projected conference finish 13th. Bit of an ouch considering they did go to the Stanley Cup Finals. We've got Jerome Iginla, long career for him. Let's take a look at the players they managed to go to the Stanley Cup Finals with. Dean McGammon, Oleg Saprikin, Martin Jelena. Eric Nystrom is on that list too. On center, Craig Conroy, Steve Reinprecht, Stefan Yell. Right wing, Jerome Iginla, Chuck Kovacev, Chris Clark, Sean Donovan. Left defense, Tony Lidman, Denis Gauthier, Jordan Leopold. Mike Commodore's on that list here too, as is early in his career, Dion Phaneuf. Goal, Roman Turek, Jamie McLennan. Yes, McLennan went to Calgary after his one-year career with Minnesota. Right defense, Robin Regier, Brett Warner, Andrew Ference, Steve Montador. On their jet set, we've got Chuck Kovacev. Definitely, he gets an airplane. He did have some time in Minnesota as well. Blair Betts, he got the ambulance. And Brent Cron, goaltender, getting that minor league bus. Okay, we've got Craig Conroy here in this additional picture. Okay, Chicago Blackhawks, projected conference finish 14th. Yes, it was bad time in Chicago, and actually where they rate the players' speed and coaches and ice, Chicago was listed as having the worst fans. We have Steve Sullivan in the picture here. For their jet set, we have Tuomo Ruutu, who's the plane, Igor Radulov also getting the plane, and Michael Leighton as goalie gets a plane for a future NHLer. And then Eric Daze. Colorado Avalanche projected conference finish 3rd. Well, they had a bit of a rough go in the previous playoffs as Minnesota bumped them in 7 games, ended Patrick Waugh's career. Okay, we've got Joe Sakic. Their jet set, Johnny Boychuk, Philippe Sauvé, both of those guys getting a plane as an NHLer. And then Jonas Johansson, right wing, he gets the minor league buff. And then we've got Rob Blake, another player with a long NHL career. Yes, this is also the year that Paul Kariya came over to the Avalanche, signed as an unrestricted free agent. Timo Solani also came over as a UFA. Carlos Grashins came over as a trade with the Predators, as did Tomas Slovak. Keith Ballard came over in a trade with the Sabres. They were really trying to bulk up and hopefully get that Stanley Cup. Didn't work for them in 03-04. Columbus Blue Jackets, projected conference finish 15th. Funny enough, they put them on the front cover today, asking are they moving on up, but yet they're finishing bottom of the division. Very, very young Rick Nash here in the picture. We've got a jet set here with Nikolai Zherdev. He is future as an NHLer. We've got Pascal Leclerc, goalie. He gets the bus. And then we get Tim Jackman. He's getting a plane. And I like, looking at the rosters of expansion teams are always kind of funny, especially the first few years you get this weird mix. So left wing, Jeff Sanderson, longtime player, Hartford, all of that, and then Rick Nash, Nikolai Zherdev, Jody Shelley, the centers too, Andrew Kessel, Todd Marchand, Espen Knudsen, right wing David Zaborny, Daryl Fedor, one-time NHL coach for the Minnesota Wild, goalie Mark Denis, Freddie Brathwaite, Pascal Leclerc, and Carl Gehring. Minnesota players might recognize him if they watch the state tournament. And Luke Richardson, Rostislav Klesla. Good times. And of course, Mark Denis in goal. Dallas Stars projected conference finish 2nd. Marty Turco in net. Okay, jet set. Steve Ott, everyone's favorite. I think you only like him if he plays for your team. He gets the plane as a future NHLer. Definitely long, annoying career with the league. John Erskine, yes, he gets the plane. And then Jason Bakashawia, one of the strangest names ever. He gets the bus. And of course, it wouldn't be a Dallas Stars movie without Mike Modano in the picture. Okay, Detroit Red Wings projected conference finish 1st. Oh, yes, these are the years that everybody loves the Red Wings. And the Red Wings are going to do this, and the Red Wings are going to do that. So, we have, of course, Nicholas Lidstrom, very long, storied career in the NHL, mostly with the Red Wings. Okay. We've got Igor Grigorenko. He's getting the ambulance. Yuri Hudler. This undersized center is tremendously talented and was outstanding in the Czech League play and in the World Championship. Well, he's been given a minor league bust, but this is the kicker. Nicholas Kronwall. He is skilled, but might be too small to be an effective NHL defenseman. He also is getting the minor league bust. Well, Nicholas Kronwall definitely had a very long, successful career with the Detroit Red Wings, so I don't know if the Sporting News scouts knew what they were talking about. And then, of course, Brendan Shanahan, another gentleman with a very long, successful career with the Detroit Red Wings. Okay, Edmonton Oilers, projected finish 5th. Okay, so we've got Ryan Smith. Basically, if you had to name a Mr. Oil Oiler. He's one of those top candidates for that. Jet Set, Jarrett Stoll, got an NHL plane. Yanni Rita, got a bus, don't remember him, probably a good choice. And then Rocky Torres, also getting a plane. And then Mike Comrie, another quintessential Oilers player. Okay, Los Angeles Kings projected conference finish 8th. Ziggy Palffy, longtime member of the Kings, definitely. Okay, let's take a look at their jet set. Jared Olin, but probably good, never heard of him. Tomas Ziska, he's getting a plane, don't remember him. Tim Gleason, got a bus. Tim's name I do remember. Thomas, not so much. And then Alexander Frolov here. And on to Minnesota. Projected conference finish 7th. Yes. And I would say it wasn't a great season after the Western Conference Finals appearance. Both Marian Gaborik and Picture here and Pascal Dupuis did sit out in a contract dispute, so 7th was pretty much optimistic because it was not a good start to the season. Let's take a look at this depth chart because it's amazing. Andrew Brunette, Pascal Dupuis, Jeremy Stevenson, Antti Laaksonen, Matt Johnson, Stephane Veilleux, Chris Bala, who came over in a trade with the Sens, Christoph Bradner, Jay Henderson, a name I do not know nor recognize. At center, Wes Walls, Sergei Zholtok, Pierre-Marc Bouchard, Jim Dowd, Darby Hendrickson, Ricard Wallin, Mark Cullen, which would be an older brother of Matt Cullen, Patrick O'Sullivan, Mikko Koivu, Mark Kavoski, and Danny Ehrman. Right wing, Marian Gaborik, Richard Park, Bill McCulp also came over from the Sens. Kyle Wanzig, Brent Burns, Matt Foy, and Mike Erickson. On defense, Nick Schultz, Andre Zuzin, Philip Kuba, Brad Bombardier, Ladislav Benasek, Chris Hyde, and Eric Reed. Goal, Manny Fernandez, Wayne Rollison, Johan Holmqvist, Josh Hardy, and Frederick Cloutier. Right defense, Willie Mitchell, Brad Brown, Jason Marshall, Travis Roach, Zybnik Mikalik, and Chris Diamond. On to our jet set. Ricard Wallin, he got an airplane. Didn't have that great of a NHL career. Stephane Veilleux got a plane. Had a decent career, especially with Minnesota, but definitely more of your role player. And was a great role model for the kids down the Houston Aeros at the time. And then, of course, Travis Roach. He got a bust, and rightly so. The strengths, they didn't surprise me. Their success is what happens when you have a team that buys into the same program and stays healthy. They could have had one of the most underrated defensive cores in the league, and Willie Mitchell and Nick Schultz are going to get better. Weaknesses, Dwayne Rollison and Manny Fernandez prove they can play as a tandem, but they have to do it again before people will believe in them. Talk about the playoffs. 2002-03 beat Avalanche 4-3 in Western Conference quarterfinals. Beat Canucks 4-3 in Western Conference semifinals. Lost to Mighty Ducks in 4 games in Western Conference finals. Okay. And then, of course, Dwayne Rollison in net. Nashville Predators predicted projected conference finish, 12th. We have David Legwand, longtime member of the Predators. Oh, I love the jet set here. Ryan Suter, defense. Okay, get it out, Nashville. Just start booing now. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, you're done. Suter is an all-around defenseman who should be a big boost to the blue line once he gains experience. Future minor leaguer. Scotty Upshaw got a plane. Timofey Shishkinov also got a bus along with Suter. And then Thomas Vokun. He was a great goaltender for the Predators. Of course, his contributions have been greatly overshadowed now by Pekka Rinne. Phoenix Coyotes. Oh, and take a look at that classic logo. Projected conference finish, 11th. Okay, a very, very young looking Mike Johnson here in the picture. Okay, there are Jets that we've got Jeff Tate getting a plane, also spent some time in Minnesota. Frederick Sjostrom getting the bus, and Martin Podolsak, he gets an ambulance. Damon Lankow, another name I hadn't thought of in a long time. St. Louis Blues. Oh, projected finish, 6th. Pavel Demitra. That, yeah, had a great NHL career, and in fact, his playing career just in general ended far too soon with the airplane crash in Russia during the last lockout, where he was aboard the locomotive plane. Sad. Okay. Jet set. Peter Stezna getting the plane. Christian Backman getting the bus. And here's a name I've never heard of. Reinhard Divis, goaltender. He's getting the ambulance for being injury prone. Doug Waite, another guy with a very long NHL career. Changes. Oh my gosh, that's right. They brought Mike Danton on, or Mike Jefferson, depending on who you talk to, but yeah, Mike Danton. San Jose Sharks, projected finish, 10th. Vincent Damphousse. Okay. Jet set. Tristan Aroff, definitely, yep, NHL career, sure. Brad Boyd also had a decent career. Vespa, not as long as he probably hoped for, but, you know, he definitely should have learned a lot from Evgeny Nabokov, for sure, in Canada Bay. And Mike Ricci, best hair in hockey. If you like long, sweaty, flowy locks. And Vancouver Canucks, projected finish, 4th. Again, they're pushing them high, but of course these are their years with Naslin. I'm showing the picture here. Bertuzzi, you name it, Trevor Linden, Jarkko Grutu, Brennan Morrison, the Dean twins, Matt Cook, Matthias Olin, Ed Jovanovski, Sammy Fallow. I mean, it just went on and on and on. Of course, they didn't have a great outing in their playoffs previous season, but they also did not have a, they didn't finish where they kind of wanted to. So we've got our jet set. We have Brian Allen getting the NHL plane, Brandon Reed also getting the plane, and Jason King getting the bus. And Ed Jovanovski, aka Jovo Cop, getting the last picture there. So, an ad, projected scoring goals for the upcoming season, advertisement for the sporting news, more sporting news advertisements. Maybe they should have done more of these than the advertisements for all the sports books. And of course, more statistics here. Final standings for the previous season. And scoring leaders. Okay. Of course, it shows all of the breakdowns. The playoffs and more betting. And finish off with an ad for Maker's Mark Bourbon. So there you go, the 2003-2004 hockey preview from the Sporting News. We'd like to take this time to thank some people. First off, Chris Alamo at Classic Gaming Quarterly for kind of inspiring us and encouraging us to do this. And to our Minnesota hockey brethren over at 3 in the Box. Had us on a couple of times. We enjoy it. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a great